This is gonna be chapter 9. This is the last chapter. Ooh. Right. Nothing special at the start. This area has a couple of faster strats, but I'd recommend just doing this. Slide under that. You can try to sidestep here, but sometimes, like, depending on from where you're sidestepping, you can get stuck on this. So I'd recommend just not sidestepping and sliding over without much speed. Then later on you can just do a wall boost there. Wall boost across this gap, just run along here. Right, so this thing actually has a glitch involving free scroll with it. If you free scroll on it for about a second or so, it'll actually trigger the explosion itself a little bit earlier. If you don't free scroll, it'll just come a little bit later. And if you free scroll for too long, it'll actually, like, this hallway will stay deadly for a way longer period of time. So, if you have a free scroll for about a second or a little bit less. If you don't, just scroll this. It's only like 2 seconds or so. Like that. Set yourself up on the very back of this, and as soon as you see the flames go past like the middle of your screen, then you can start running forward or going forward from the very back of this. Also rip headphone users. Right, then you just run along here and punch that door. Bunny hop here. Here's a pretty neat thing. You just run, then you punch this glass. And whenever you punch the glass, you'll stay in that kind of weird, sloppy walking for a little bit. During that, you can actually button glitch that elevator. So just like that. And then click in here. Might want to press this normally if you have a tendency of getting elevator glitches. Now, I don't think I mentioned, but elevator glitches can be avoided just by not scrolling too hard. So I'm pretty sure they're triggered by you hitting like multiple inputs on the same frame. So what you just want to do is find a comfortable pace to scroll at for these button animation skips. But yeah, like I said, the thing about this one is that if you get it, you have to reload, which starts you from the start of the garage. And then if you have to reload into the garage, the skybox that we use for reference on the next skip doesn't appear. So you have to reload again once you reach that room. So it's a bit of a pain in the arse. But, so I'd just say, if you have a tendency of getting elevator glitches at all, just press this button normally. But if you don't, you can just do that. And I'm always scrolling like relatively slow for the buttons themselves in elevators, like this one and the chapter 1 elevators, because those are the ones that actually matter. Anywhere else in the game, elevator glitches will always give you a checkpoint that's like really nice and close to where you'd end up anyway. For example, in chapter 6, if you get the elevator glitch, it just, once you reload, it'll start you right where you left off. It doesn't lose any time. And I'm not even sure if you can get elevator glitched in the other chapters. I don't know why it is like that, but yeah, most of the elevators don't even allow you to elevator glitch. The worst ones are this one and then the chapter 1 ones. Those are the only bad ones, really. Right, so on this hallway you can like jump into a wall boost over the couch thingy there. Get a springboard on that, vault this, and there's a trigger here. After the door gets broken down, you can skip that. Run along here. Now, there would be a safety strat, but not really necessary. Hit that button, run to about the TV, run back, hit the button. So basically what I did is I hit the elevator call button that was down there. Then I waited for about 4 seconds or so, and then I hit the button inside the elevator. Now what that does is it forces the elevator doors to open, and the elevator starts going up without the doors, basically. And that will let us do a skip here. I will link a Twitch VOD explaining this pretty well, but essentially, look at the skybox. There's like this bulb of lights that I'm looking at. Just look somewhere around there, it's not super precise. And then once the two buildings to the right go like lower than the button, because we're going up, so the building will like descend sorta. So once the edge of the building is past that button, you start moving, and then right as you exit the elevator, hit reaction time. Like there, reaction time. Usually once I start dropping, I do another pause. Keep in mind that you have to let go and start holding W again. Otherwise because the tab menu basically eats your input. So if you're holding anything here, like if I was holding W right now. Oh, I left a little bit too late. That's fine. So actually the safety strat that I was talking about is killing this guard. Or grabbing his gun. Then killing this machine gunner guy. So looking there. Go now. I guess it's like right before. And then once the lamp you see there is past your screen, just pause. Just pause, yeah. Nothing more to it. Then you'll land here. And if you got the gun, you can draw a nice smiley here. This is very important. And once you see the camera shake like that, that means you are out of the elevator according to the game. So just sidestep here. And sometimes if you fail to skip just a tiny bit, you'll end up somewhere down there. And you can just climb this wall, get on that pipe, and climb up there. Not too difficult. Slide in here. You can get a nice vault over this by boosting at just about the right time and turning camera fast into this. Oh my god, stop shooting. Right, whatever. Not a big deal. Kick. Continue along here. There are some better ways to climb these as well, but you'll be doing another skip whenever you start to get good anyway.
I see you now.
Right, next up, sniper skip.
You can get back in on the other side.
There's the snipers here, you can just disable them whenever you're practicing. So for this one, what you want to do is set yourself up on this tree. Just a little bit to the left of the line on the wall. This, like, whatever line it is. Then, just do the space then W thing and side jump. You should grab this, you climb that, and then there's basically the collision of this wall ends right about here. So you can vault that, and now we're on the other side of it. And so what we want to do is just get on top of it and bunny hop across here. That'll skip like having to go around and doing a bunch of crap. Saves like 8 seconds or something, maybe 12. There's probably some pretty good strats for that area though that you could do, so If you were to do those, it would save less time, but in any case, the way I usually like try to set this up is straight out of the vault. I'm at a decent distance, then I just take a step back here. And don't take too long, because this building ends right there. So, standing about the middle of all this, I aim at about the corner of that building. I jump and coil, and then start looking at the edge of that building, because that's basically where the invisible wall that we're gonna be standing on is going. So just look somewhere there, maybe a little bit more to the right, maybe a little bit less, I'm not exactly sure. Something like that. And then just spam space or scroll. Spamming space will give you a little bit more speed. Since we're starting that without speed, scrolling will actually... If you hit the scroll super early, it'll actually be kind of a dead speed. But by spamming space, you land in between and you gain some more speed. Right, then you just run along here. This is actually one of the weirdest loads in the game. This elevator is loading in, so the timer will pause here.
I've managed to unlock it. Take it to the server room. You should be able to get to the top floors and gate from there.
It's kind of a joke in the chats. Streamer is pausing the timer.
I hope.
Right, so once the elevator finishes, just press against the door, skip the cutscene, coil jump over here, coil jump onto this, onto the ledge between there, then just grab this guy's gun, shoot the servers, and sometimes he will shoot that on his own, because he's a dumbass, so you don't have to shoot that one. But yeah, only one server from each block.
Appropriate emergency services have been notified.
And yeah, that's basically the end of the game. Nothing really special you can do in these hallways. You can try to get a boost on that door. You can try to get a speed vault over this instead of a slow vault. Jump up these stairs. Normally you did a checkpoint here if you were in story mode. You can just quit out and reload. Thing about the very last area is though that the jump here is kind of buggy. If you go super fast, it'll actually get you stuck. So what you can do is just... Oh. I guess you gotta start moving instantly, otherwise you'll die. Right, so what you can just do is hold W. Don't do side steps. Slide under this. And here you wanna jump right at the end. If you jump too early, you'll actually get a weird dead jump. And that's the game. Hope you had fun learning. And the advanced crap for this is gonna be the last video.